Welcome to a special comprehensive deep dive into the story that is absolutely dominating the tennis world right now. If you've been following the build-up to Wimbledon, you already know that the grass court season is always filled with surprises, unexpected twists, and dramatic narratives. But nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, could have prepared the tennis establishment for what we just witnessed at the Bad Homburg Open. The headline you clicked on is not an exaggeration. Wimbledon rivals are genuinely worried, and they have every reason to be. We are talking about a seismic shift in the doubles landscape, a partnership that blends the absolute pinnacle of tennis royalty with the sheer, unbridled momentum of the sport's most exciting rising star, Venus Williams. The name itself carries the weight of a staggering legacy. 7 Grand Slam singles titles, 5 of those on the hallowed lawns of the All England Club, 14 Grand Slam doubles titles. Venus is a titan, an icon whose longevity and sheer passion for the game defy all conventional logic. At 46 years of age, when most of her contemporaries have long since transitioned to the commentary booth or private life, Venus is still here. She is still grinding, still competing, and still striking fear into the hearts of players half her age. And then, on the other side of the net, standing shoulder to shoulder with this living legend, we have Alexandra Eala. If you are not paying close attention to Alex Eala right now, you are missing out on the birth of a genuine superstar. At just 21 years old, she has rocketed up to world number 30 in the singles rankings. She is the pride of the Philippines, carrying the hopes and dreams of an entire nation every time she steps onto the court. This is a player who has meticulously built her game, honing her craft with relentless dedication, grinding through the challenger circuits, and now firmly establishing herself as a formidable force on the main WTA Tour. She is preparing to enter Wimbledon seeded for the very first time in her career. The trajectory she is on is nothing short of meteoric. When the draw for the Bad Homburg Open was announced and the pairing of Williams and Eala was confirmed, a ripple of intense curiosity washed over the tennis community. Was this just an exhibition of sorts, a passing of the torch from a seasoned veteran to a bright-eyed youngster? Or was this something more dangerous? We got our answer under the lights in Germany. In their debut match together, they faced the established American-Australian tandem of Catherine Harrison and Alexandra Osborne. Now, doubles is a game of supreme chemistry, unspoken communication, and spatial awareness. You usually cannot just throw 2 great singles players together and expect immediate magic. It takes time to gel, to understand who takes the middle, who cover the alley, how to read your partner's serve placement. But Venus and Alex did not look like a team playing their first match together. They looked like a well-oiled machine. They surged to a commanding 4-love lead in the very first set, dictating the pace, controlling the net, and completely overwhelming Harrison and Osborne. The final scoreline, 6-3, 6-4, only tells part of the story. It was the manner in which they won. It was the effortless power of Venus from the baseline, perfectly complemented by Eala's lightning-fast reflexes and dynamic court coverage. It was the way they navigated a tricky second set when their opponents pushed back, tying it at 4-all, only for the legendary poise of Venus and the youthful fearlessness of Alex to take over and close out the match with absolute authority. This victory was not just a feel-good story for fans in Bad Homburg. It was a loud, undeniable warning shot fired directly across the English Channel toward the lawns of Wimbledon, because this partnership represents a tactical nightmare for the rest of the tour. Venus Williams brings an unparalleled understanding of grass court tennis. She knows how the ball skids, she knows how to use her massive wingspan to shut down the net, and she possesses a serve that, even now, can dictate the flow of any match. Alex Eala brings the modern game. She brings heavy topspin, incredible lateral movement, and a hunger to prove that she belongs among the elite. Together, they bridge 2 different eras of tennis, creating a hybrid style that is incredibly difficult to game plan against. And let us not forget the psychological aspect of this pairing. Stepping onto the court against Venus Williams is intimidating enough. She carries an aura, a presence that can make even experienced players second-guess their shots. Add to that the vibrant energy of Alex Eala, who plays with joy and an intensity that is highly contagious, and you have a duo that can overwhelm opponents emotionally before the physical battle even reaches its peak. This is why the locker rooms are buzzing. This is why coaches are scrambling to analyze the tape from Bad Homburg. The established doubles teams, The specialists who have spent years perfecting their craft are suddenly looking at this wild card pairing and realizing that their path to glory just became significantly more complicated. We have to understand the broader context of why this specific moment matters so much. Women's tennis is currently in a fascinating transitional phase. The absolute dominance of a few select players has given way to a much more open, unpredictable landscape. Any player in the top 50 can catch fire and make a deep run at a major. In doubles, this unpredictability is even more pronounced. The margins are incredibly slim, and a single break of serve can completely alter the momentum of a match. In such an environment, the X factor becomes the most valuable currency. And right now, there is no bigger X factor than the alliance of Williams and Eala. For Venus, this Bad Homburg campaign serves a dual purpose. Yes, she is competing to win this tournament, to add another trophy to her unimaginably vast collection. But she is also sharpening her tools for a much larger objective. She is fine-tuning her match fitness, finding her rhythm on the grass, and preparing her body and mind for the ultimate stage at Wimbledon. Because lurking just around the corner is another monumental storyline, the highly anticipated reunion with her sister, Serena Williams, for the Wimbledon doubles tournament. Venus is using this time with Alex Eala not just as a mentorship opportunity, but as an intense, high-stakes training ground. She is getting the reps in, feeling the pressure of tournament play, and ensuring that when she steps onto center court with Serena, she is absolutely dialed in. But for Alex Eala, this is about the present moment. This is about soaking up every ounce of knowledge, every tactical insight, and every mental strategy that Venus Williams has to offer. Imagine being a 21-year-old player on the verge of your first seeded appearance at Wimbledon and having Venus Williams leaning over to you between points, analyzing the opponents, whispering strategies, and telling you exactly where to serve. That kind of mentorship is priceless. It accelerates a player's development in ways that hours on the practice court simply cannot match. Alex is not just a passenger in this partnership. She is an active sponge, absorbing the essence of what it takes to be a champion at the highest level to truly grasp the magnitude of what we are witnessing. We have to break down the mechanics of this pairing and understand exactly why their game styles complement each other so devastatingly well. Let us start with the tactical foundation. On a grass court, the ball stays remarkably low and rewards aggressive, first-strike tennis. The player who can take the ball early and dictate play from inside the baseline usually dictates the outcome of the match. Venus Williams practically wrote the modern manual on how to execute this style of play. Her serve remains a weapon of mass destruction. Even as she has adapted her game over the years, the sheer mechanics of her service motion, the high ball toss, the incredible coil of her core, and the explosive release allow her to hit spots with precision that forces weak returns. In doubles, a strong serve is the ultimate luxury. It allows the net player to be aggressive, to poach, and to intimidate. When Venus is serving, Alex Eala has the freedom to move, to read the returner's eyes, and to close down the net with her exceptional quickness. Eala does not have to worry about digging out tough half volleys because Venus is providing her with floating targets. Conversely, let us look at Eala's baseline game. Alex has developed an incredibly heavy, penetrating forehand. She generates tremendous racket head speed, which allows her to inject pace even when the ball is skidding low on the grass. When Eala is engaged in cross-court rallies, she has the power to push her opponents deep behind the baseline, creating impossible angles for them to attack. This is where Venus's legendary wingspan comes into play. If Eala forces a defensive, looping shot from the opposition, Venus is waiting at the net, towering over the tape, ready to put the ball away with decisive overhead or a sharp angle volley. The synergy here is what makes them so dangerous. It is not just about two good players hitting the ball well. It is about how their respective strengths cover each other's vulnerabilities. Eala brings a sheer youthful endurance to track down wide balls and extend rallies, allowing Venus to conserve energy for the explosive, point-ending shots. Venus provides the immovable wall at the net, giving Eala the confidence to swing freely from the back of court without fear of immediate retribution. But perhaps the most terrifying aspect of this partnership for their rivals is the mental fortitude they demonstrated in their Bad Homburg debut. Let us revisit that crucial second set against Harrison and Osborne. The Filipino-American duo had steamrolled through the first set, leading 4-love. The momentum was entirely on their side. But tennis is a game of momentum shifts, and Harrison and Osborne, showing immense resilience, fought their way back into the match. They began finding their spots, serving better, and putting the pressure squarely on Eala and Williams. They tied the set at 4 games apiece. This is the exact moment where newly formed doubles teams typically crack. The communication breaks down, the unforced errors pile up, and the momentum slips away permanently. But watch closely what happened next. Instead of panicking, instead of retreating into defensive shells, Venus and Alex elevated their game. Trailing 3-2 earlier in that set, they had already shown they could dig deep, winning back-to-back games to reclaim the lead. But at 4-all, with the set hanging in the balance, they found another gear entirely. They broke their opponent's serve at the most critical juncture, and then Venus stepped up to the line and calmly, ruthlessly, served out the match. That kind of clutch performance cannot be taught. It is born from experience, and it is fueled by a relentless desire to win. Venus has been in that exact situation thousands of times. She knows exactly how to manage her breathing, how to select her pitches, and how to execute under pressure. And she imparted that calm, that absolute certainty, to Alex Eala. For the rest of the tour, watching that unfold was a grim realization. It proved that this team is not just a flashy, early-round storyline. They have the grit to survive tough moments, the tactical flexibility to adjust when things are not going perfectly, and the killer instinct to slam the door shut when they have a chance. We also have analyzed the broader implications for Alex Eala's career trajectory. She is already a massive star, arguably the most important tennis player in the history of the Philippines. Every match she plays is a national event. The pressure she carries on her shoulders is immense. But playing alongside Venus Williams changes the narrative entirely. For the first time, the spotlight is shared. The media attention, the crowd expectations, the sheer weight of the moment, it is all distributed. Venus acts as a massive lightning rod, absorbing the pressure and allowing Alex to play with a sense of freedom that she rarely experiences. This is invaluable preparation for Wimbledon. When Eala steps onto the pristine lawns in London, she will be seated. That means expectations are higher than ever. She is no longer the underdog hoping for an upset. She is the favored player expected to win. Managing that transition is one of the hardest things for a young athlete to do. But having spent this crucial preparation period navigating the intense spotlight alongside Venus, Eala will be infinitely better equipped to handle the pressure of the All-England club. She is learning how a champion conducts herself, how she prepares her body, how she handles the media, and most importantly, how she mentally locks in when the stakes are highest. Furthermore, we must discuss what this means for the doubles field at Wimbledon. The traditional powerhouses, teams that have played together for years, suddenly have a massive new variable to consider. If Venus and Alex continue this run in Bad Homburg, their confidence will be sky high. They will have proven that their chemistry is real and that their game styles translate flawlessly to the grass. This forces other teams to completely rethink their strategies. Do you try to target the 21-year-old, hoping to overwhelm her with complex formations? Or do you try to hit through the 46-year-old legend, risking the wrath of her legendary volleys? There's no good answer. And let's not forget the Serena factor. Venus is using this tournament to sharpen her sword for a highly anticipated reunion with Serena at Wimbledon. The Williams sisters playing doubles together is an event that transcends the sport. It brings in casual fans, it dominates the headlines, and it creates an electric atmosphere that completely alters the dynamic of the tournament. By putting on this clinic with Alex Eala, Venus is sending a very clear message to the rest of the field. Do not mistake my age for weakness. I am match fit, my timing is crisp, and when my sister and I step onto court, we are coming for the trophy. For the second-seeded pair Teresa Milikova and Olivia Nichols, who now face Eala and Williams in the Bad Homburg quarterfinals, the task is monumentally difficult. They are highly ranked, they are incredibly skilled, but they are stepping into a narrative hurricane. They are no longer just playing a tennis match. They are playing against a legend finding her form and a prodigy realizing her potential. They have to silence the crowd. They have to block out the noise. and they have to somehow find a way to dismantle a team that is played with absolute joy and terrifying efficiency. As we look ahead to the next few weeks, the storylines are colliding in spectacular fashion. The Bad Homburg Open has transformed from a vital tune-up event into the epicenter of the tennis world. Every time Venus Williams and Eala step onto court, they are commanding the attention of the entire tour. This is the beauty of tennis. Just when you think you understand the hierarchy, just when you think the narratives are neatly established, something entirely unprecedented occurs and shakes the foundation of the sport. For Eala, this experience is the ultimate masterclass. She is getting an accelerated education in greatness. Win or lose in the coming matches, the lesson she is learning right now, standing next to a 7-time Grand Slam singles champion, will pay dividends for the rest of her career. She is discovering what it truly means to compete at the absolute highest level, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. She will carry this momentum, this unshakable confidence, directly into her historic seeded campaign at Wimbledon. The entire nation of the Philippines is watching, and she has given them every reason to believe that the future is boundlessly bright. For Venus Williams, this is yet another chapter in a legendary career that refuses to end quietly. Her passion for sport, her willingness to step onto the court and mentor the next generation, while simultaneously proving she can still compete with the best, is nothing short of inspirational. She is not just holding on to past glory. She is actively shaping the future of the game. Her upcoming reunion with Serena at Wimbledon is destined to be one of the defining moments of the sporting year, and this triumphant run in Germany is the perfect prologue to that epic story. And for the rest of the tour, the message is loud, and it is incredibly clear. The grass season is ruthless. Reputations mean very little when the ball starts skidding low and fast. The established order has been put on notice. A 21-year-old rising star and a 46-year-old living legend have combined forces to remind everyone that tennis is, above all else, a game of magic, geometry, and heart. The rivals are worried, and they absolutely should be. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into one of the most captivating stories of the year. Keep your eyes on the courts in Germany, and get ready, because Wimbledon is just around the corner, and the stage is set for absolute fireworks.